Off Limits is the money podcast that blows up stereotypes, showing you that managing money doesn't have to be hard.
We want you to thrive, not only with your money, but in every part of your life.
What you will get out of this podcast is real, relatable, and relevant tips and strategies that you can apply today. Hi, I'm Donald Raymond, and this is
Christine Spiak. We are money coaches, business owners, and colleagues who are passionate about helping you become more of who you are. So if you're ready, join us.
Take action, right?
That's the exciting part, right? You've done all of this lead up work.
Now we're ready.
Now we can make that first offer.
Yep. And hopefully it's accepted, but if it isn't, that's okay too, right?
So it's okay to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to go back and forth, right? You're not, just because you're making that first offer doesn't mean it's going to be accepted, and don't take it personally if it's not. It's obviously a very personal, or it can be a very personal decision for the person selling the home, whether it's a home they've lived in or if they're selling it for, maybe they inherited it from a family member and now they're selling it. There can be a lot of emotions tied for the seller as well. So if they're countering, don't take it personally. Also,
and there could be a lot of pressure, right? If it's a family transaction, buyer to seller or seller to buyer, there could be that emotional response. There could be that feeling of pressure to accept a price or to take an action on, purchasing or selling a home that you're not sure you want to take that action on. So, avoid those scenarios if you can, but just be aware that they exist. And that would be maybe in the category of controllables, but it might be in the category of out of your control too. And so just, try to figure out where that is and respond accordingly. I heard you say, that emotional response. When you get to the point of taking action, it's okay to have emotional responses during showings and stuff like that. But once you decide to take this step, and now it's a transaction, and now money is going to exchange hands, all the emotion has to go away. You're in business mode now, right? We're negotiating. I know what I'm willing to take. I know what I'm willing to offer, and that's okay, right? It's not about making friends. It's not about hurting feelings. It's just, these are my boundaries, and they're healthy boundaries. And we're gonna encourage you to stick to your boundaries and to make sure that you negotiate correctly.
And something your realtor will educate you on, but you may not know just sitting here listening to this episode today, is when you go to that offer table, you're actually bringing money with you. It's called earnest money. And I haven't bought a home in, I just said 12 years, so I don't know if the recommendations have changed, but back at that time, it was like a minimum $1,000. You're showing good faith that if this deal goes, or you want this deal to go through, and here you go. Here's some money that you have to bring to the table.
And nowadays, that pre-qualification is really what's driving a lot of that, right? So pre-qualifying getting qualified is a little different than it used to be. It used to be, hey, this person is a good risk. Now it's much more specific than that. You actually are coming to the table when you get pre-qualified with most lenders with the equivalent of a cash offer. And so it's a very different landscape right now. Getting that pre-qualification and having an amount already confirmed and available to you is very powerful in today's market. So it's considered the same as a cash offer. Now, what you want to do, make sure that you structure it appropriately. Make sure that there's consideration for the down payment. Make sure there's consideration for the earnest money. Make sure there's consideration for things like inspections and other things. We haven't mentioned it in detail, but do your diligence. Christine talked about the 50 houses they went into. By the time they got around to making an offer and doing diligence and investigating and getting reports back from engineers about the condition of the home and things of that nature, depending on the age of the home, that report could look wildly different. And so be ready to back out of a deal if the report comes back. The seller is telling you the house is in good shape, but you get an engineer saying this house is about to fall down. It's got termites or something like that. Don't feel like you have to find a way to make the deal work. It's okay to walk away when you find something out that you weren't prepared for.
You can always renegotiate too.
And renegotiate, it could change the value of the home. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now if the value of the home is changing, you have to be prepared to address that and adjust. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Off Limits.
Beyond the podcast, we are money coaches who want to help you.
So if you are looking for help managing your money, use the links in the description below to contact either of us and learn how coaching can help you thrive.
Lastly, please help us to spread the word by subscribing, leaving a comment, and sharing our podcast with your friends and family.